Welcome to the Vantage Fit Corporate Wellness Podcast. This podcast is sponsored by Vantage Fit, the all-in-one AI-powered corporate wellness platform developed by Vantage Circle.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Vantage Fit Corporate Wellness Podcast. I'm your host, Dipshi, and today I have with me an award-winning Toastmaster from Chennai and a plus-size model who recently won the All India Pageant for South India 2022, Aarthi Priyankhaa. Welcome to the show, Aarthi.
Hey, hi, Deepshi. Thank you very much for having me today.
We're so glad to have you here today. So tell us about your journey in the area of wellness.
All right. Okay. Thanks again for the opportunity, Deepshi. So, this journey is very close to my heart. So I'm going to make it as real as possible. Yeah. So growing up, I was an active child. I was into karate, I was into Bharatanatyam, I was sports all through school, right? Mm-hmm. But however, when I was about 15, 16, something phenomenal happened in my life and that sort of took a different, crossroads. My parents went on for a divorce. Okay. So as a youngster, that did not sit well with me. So and I also took a break away from all the extracurricular to focus more on my board examinations. Okay. So I was young. I didn't know how to really process my emotions and thoughts. So I started seeking comfort on food. Okay. Right. Mm-hmm. And also being the inactivity setting in because there's no further classes or activity happening. So these two combined and I slowly started gaining weight. So that's where it all started. Mm-hmm. So fast forward last many years from there and I'm in December 2021. So I woke up one day and I still remember the day like yesterday. And I said to myself, this can't be my story. And I really, really do need a transformation. Mm-hmm. So, but the good news here is from December 2021 to December 2022, I've lost a whopping 33 kgs. Mm-hmm. And I've won an All India plus size pageant. And I came back home with a crown for Maven South India 2022. And let's just say I'm living one of the best years of my adult life. So that's a glimpse of my wellness journey so far.
That's really very inspiring. Actually, even I think sometimes when I'm going through some stress or something, I stop eating. My eating habits become very unhealthy. And that's when I start losing weight. Mm-hmm. So I can understand. So, but your journey is very inspiring. I hope people learn from this. So what are the positives of losing weight? I bet there are many, but can you please throw some light on some of them?
Okay, that's a very good question. Thanks for that. So there is obviously a plethora of perks of losing weight. There is no different way about it. But let me give you a slice of my perspective and how was my personalized journey, right? Mm-hmm. See, first thing first would be after losing 33 kgs as we speak, one of the best thing is I'm able to enjoy my body. Mm. See, our body, it's a beautiful and a noble machine, right? I mean, it needs to be used optimally in different ways. Mm. For example, we need to run, we need to lift, walk, jump. We shouldn't be really afraid to use it at all. Mm-hmm. Okay, but I had my own doubts and inhibitions earlier. But after the transformation, as I speak, I completely enjoy my body. Mm. Okay, and I'm mindful now that my body will always be the best instrument I will ever own. All my life. And this has been one of the most liberating experience ever about my transformation journey. So yes, this journey, once you get back into fitness, will absolutely allow you to make you enjoy your body and that journey. That's one. Second thing, I'm sure many of our listeners will be able to relate to this. See, growing up in the 90s, okay, as a moderate to chubby looking kid, my dress options weren't all that huge, meaning the retailers were not very size inclusive, right? So there was always a challenge for me to get the right fit, especially during my birthdays, right? So, but these days when I do compare, okay, I have the liberty to walk up to any store and I get a chance to explore any dress, any brand. I see myself in the mirror. I feel $1 billion and I come back home feeling very happy. Mm-hmm. So the second biggest perk of you really focusing on your health and fitness is that you get a chance to dress well and be very happy about it. Mm-hmm. Truly being very happy about it, right? Mm-hmm. The third thing I would like to think through is the kind of immense, unbeatable confidence which you feel. Mm-hmm. It's a little difficult for me to really put that in word, but I'll try. Okay. See, a physical transformation somehow, like, I feel positively influences your emotions at the best. Okay. There is maybe I'm not a medical expert also, but I do know there is a surge of like happy hormones. Your energy is like definitely hitting the roof, and you experience a very certain unbeatable, like, real confidence in you day in and day out. Right. And I think that is one of the best and biggest perks of actually, like, losing 33 kilos and odd so far. So yeah, so to go back to your question, the positives or the perks of losing weight are these. You get to enjoy your body, you get to like dress well, and absolutely unbeatable confidence.
Exactly. And sometimes when I go to some malls and I try to like try on some dresses and doesn't fit, it like I feel really very bad that a few days back I was fitting in this particular dress but not anymore. So can you please tell me, like, what is your opinion on this body positivity thing?
Definitely, most definitely. See, body positivity is a very interesting subject, and let me give you a perspective, some personalized example, and that way you'll be able to relate better. Okay? See, growing up while I was young, now I was always told that I had very thick and plump lips. Okay, by people around. The society always felt, just don't smile too much. You have like a thick lip. So growing up, like into my adolescence and teenage, I always had this strong insecurity about it. But you do know what is the trend as we speak now, right? Because see, I grew up feeling very bad to have like a thick and plump lip. And now we have a trend where people actually take like lip fillers to plump up their lips.
Yes.
Right. So that's on a lighter note, like that's a fun part. Like, what you're really insecure about eventually may like become a trend at some given point in time.
Yes, you never know.
So, you never know. Yes. So like hold on and hang on, and we may actually have our day. But see, but point is like, growing up again as a moderate to a chubby kid, one thing which always like, I was told by people is that, yeah, you can do all of that provided you lose weight, was the statement which I've always heard through my life. Okay, don't do it now. Hold it. You lose weight and then you go and explore. That was something told to me like across like, various levels in my life. So for me, when I really challenged myself and participated in the All India Pageant, it's a plus size pageant, by the way, run by like Mavis Group. And so there were 87 absolutely gorgeous looking women who turned up from India.
Okay.
And from there, I moved on to the semi-finale with top 30 people. And from there, I won for South Zone and came back with a crown. So this journey completely was a game changer for me. Okay. Now, back to your question on like body positivity, right? See, for me, as an individual, body positivity is having an insane amount of love and acceptance of oneself. And that's very hard, and it's not like very easy, but we have to intentionally do it like day in and day out. Okay. Because one thing I've realized over the life is that the beauty standard set by the society is extremely fleeting. And that's the reason I give you the lip example. What was deemed as like, not so great at some point, now what's actually happening as a trend. People like shell out like thousands and like, hundreds of dollars for that. Right. So society's standard of beauty will keep fleeting. What is important is, are you able to accept unapologetically saying, hey, I will love myself no matter what, with my good, bad, ugly. And when that happens, it directly has a short impact on your self-esteem. When your self-esteem improves, your self-worth obviously shoots through the roof, and you have like a better stance in this world. No matter what size you are in, no matter like what skin tone or like what ethnicity you belong to, it's all about accepting ourselves in all levels. With your good, bad. For example, growing up, I had like, a little bit of a curly hair, and I did not enjoy that. Every time I saw friends with like silky smooth hair, I was like, oh God, I really wish I had those. It was always there, right? I mean, that's just part of it growing up. But today, I started like embracing every bit of myself. There are a lot of things in me which I really love. There are a lot of things in me which I really feel could have been better. But irrespective of that, I eventually have an intention to accept myself and allow myself, irrespective of what the world actually defines beauty as. So I believe for me, that is like body positivity.
As long as we are happy with ourselves and are accepting ourselves. Yes, that's what. Yes. So let's talk about weight management now. How we can lose weight fast, like.
Okay. So Deepshi, here, I'm just going to really reveal a truth. None of us can actually lose weight fast. Okay? Because the truth is health journey, what I've realized is more like our relationships. So it can never be fast. So you really need time to savor and enjoy the journey. The more longer it is, the much better, meaning it's going to be more sustained. Okay. So again, one of the things which I've realized is in this journey, there are two things. Now there is a scale-based goal. For example, I stand up on the weighing scale. I've lost 2 kgs. I'm very happy. That's a scale victory. There is also something called as a non-scale victory. NSV is how it's called in the fitness community. NSV, non-scale victory, where you're not losing any weight, let's just say for a month, but actually your body is doing a lot many things which you were not able to do earlier. For example, okay, in my case, I was never comfortable to cross my legs and sit earlier. But after losing some weight, I'm very comfortably, it's almost like an everyday thing. I cross my legs very comfortably. Okay. Now, a week ago, so I work in an MNC and suddenly the building had some issue and the elevator was down. Okay, so I had to walk all the way up for 8 floors wearing a 3-inch heel and a 5 kilo bag, which I very comfortably did without, taking gasps for hair or having any huffing or puffing. See, that again had nothing to do with a weight loss, but definitely my body's way to tell it out that my health has tremendously improved, because 1 year ago, there is no way I would have done an 8-floor climb very comfortably. Okay. So back to your point, I would strongly recommend a weight loss journey should never ever be fast, and always look at not just a weight loss. Weight loss is great to have, but always look at the other side of the story too, meaning how beautifully your body is also accommodating this journey. And what are the little things which your body is able to do now, which it was not able to do earlier, is also something we should be mindful of.
So there is also a misconception surrounding the weight thing. So people often say that individuals whose weight ranges from around 80 to 90, they are unhealthy. How true is that particular statement?
See, medically speaking, maybe yes, because as per WHO, there is a BMI which is defined, and there is a level which is defined, and if you don't fit into that box, then you are not deemed as healthy. Okay. But in reality, I believe it's very different, because when I go work out with people, I see people on the bigger sizes, or plus size people who are heavy on the scale, but actually very healthy and active. I also see people who are actually relatively fit with respect to the weight, but they really don't invest much on their health and technically may not be all that healthy. So this is a debatable topic. But what I do feel is that no matter what size we belong in, we could be just a 40 kg slim and slender person, could just be someone at 80 or even 100. But all that matters is as long as we move around and we have excellent mobility, we take the right nutrition, we give our body the right recovery and rest, I think we're actually doing very good.
Okay. So as we all know, fitness is very important in losing weight. So tell us, how much of diet and exercise is required for losing weight? What is the percentage? Is it 50% diet, 50% exercise, or 70% diet, 30% exercise, and vice versa?
All right. So that's a tricky question. See, I wouldn't say I would say 100% effort in your nutrition plus 100% effort in your workout, if you ask me. Because both goes hand in hand. When I turn back and see, because 33 kgs is huge amount of fat loss from my body, and I'm sure, had I taken one step down on my workout, I'm not sure whether this would have happened. Or one step down on my nutrition, I'm not even sure whether this would have happened. So I'm sure it went hand in hand, this entire journey in 1 year, and that's how I was able to achieve this. Okay. And few things which I want to share more on these lines is this. See, they were always, now growing up, right? I mean, I've come through phases, and there were times where I really felt I want to try multiple weight loss fads. For example, the juice diets and the various fancy diets which was up on the internet. Okay, I tried all of them growing up, right? So the conclusion at this given point is that I've realized the only realistic way to turn around a health is only through the right nutrition and workout. There is no other magic or charm apart from this. So the early we realize this, the better. Okay? And one other thing which I've realized is Usually if you'd see, okay, on the magazines or anywhere, they say, okay, so I start my journey on like Jan 1st, 2023, let's just say. So the expectation is every day, 5 a.m. on dot, I'll be up and I'll be working on for an hour. But in reality, your weight loss journey or fitness journey is definitely not linear. That happens only in dreams. Okay, so which means you will have your ups and downs. You will have your ups and downs. You will have great days. There will be days where you just feel like just sleeping under your like quilt and not waking up at all. There will be days where you go cheat and have, binge eat your favorite food. There will be weeks where you just sleep and you just miss workouts, and that's okay. That's okay. All that matters is if you're able to like shake it up and come back on track. And that alone was a differentiator for me. I just never like gave up on myself. No matter like, there were like months where not even like I was working out so hard and I probably wouldn't even like lose even a gram. My scale never moved and I was almost on the verge of giving up. But I think I sort of kept pushing myself in by focusing on the right nutrition workout. And that alone had created a magic for me.
So in your experience, like what are the 3 principles of weight management that one should follow?
All right. So I'll pick from the earlier questions that we spoke, but I did reveal or spill the bean about me trying multiple fat diets, the juice diet, the cabbage diet, the soup diet, etc. Right. So now I've realized none of that actually worked. So I believe now, it's important for all of us to use our own secret sauce for our fitness journey. Okay. I remember dieting even as young as when I was like 6 years old. Okay. So all my life, I've really tried hard to fit into the society standard of beauty, which means I've really tried and tested multiple, diet fads across the year, and nothing really worked. Okay? So now I've realized what really works, which is nothing but an ounce of common sense, which all of us know. So the little things which we have known already are the things that are actually working and which has worked for me. Okay. So let's few things which I would like to highlight since you've asked me is the first thing is nutrition. So I'm not even comfortable saying the word diet because the moment you say diet, it means restriction.
Yes.
No, here I'm talking about like nutrition, wherein your body needs to work. Like Deepshi's like body needs to work and we are feeding her the right thing. That way she's able to like perform well. Okay. That's all we need by nutrition. So here we understand that our body needs fuel and food is just that. Okay. So what I do these days is to ensure no matter what meal I take, could be breakfast, lunch or dinner, each meal which I take will definitely have a good dosage of protein, carbohydrates, fats, and a bunch of vegetables. That's all to it. How I mix and match is completely like, my wish. For example, let me tell you how I started today. One toast with a nice vegetable omelette. So the toast will take care of my carbohydrates. The omelette, the eggs will take care of my protein and fat. And the vegetables which I like spin in will take care of my fiber content. That's all to it. So there is no extra, there is no like quantifying or like calculation or anything, the high funda thing which is actually required, because uncomplicate, make it very simple. That way you will be able to do it like day in and day out. And this is like a very simple math, which we all can like do no matter like which part of like India we belong to, which part of ethnic group we belong to. All these foods are like very easily available and we'll be able to do it. So that's only nutrition. Right? Second thing which I've done is I started getting active. And I told myself, I don't want to start small, but I want to start tiny. So let me explain. Let me repeat that again. I never started small. I started tiny. Meaning, for example, if I would ask Deepshi, hey, Deepshi, would you be able to like walk 10 minutes a day? And you will actually laugh at me saying, hey, of course I can work 10 minutes a day. That's no big deal at all, right? So start there. So with me, for me, something tiny was I started with a 20-minute walk.
Okay.
But I sustained that like throughout for like 3 months without fail every single day, no matter what. So I started with a 20-minute walk. First quarter like went by. I was slowly seeing some changes. I was feeling a little active and all that. Second quarter, okay, basically third to 6th month, I started introducing strength training and walking. So that 20-minute walk continued, plus I introduced like a different workout. So the third quarter, I was doing my walking, I was doing my strength training, plus I introduced another sport. I started playing like badminton too. So that is how it's going to be. And one huge request is do not go by anything what the society says. Always pick something which you know you will love to do. See, for me, I've discovered it could be these three. For you, it could be completely different. It could be just Zumba, or maybe you just play gym. You just want to, you are maybe an outdoor person. Do it. Because the moment you see yourself dragging yourself to an activity means that's just not your cup of tea. You're doing something wrong. Maybe your friends are going to the gym and you're really pushing yourself there. Not your baby, not your cup. So always pick things. Start very small, tiny, but pick things which you really like to do. So that's the second thing. And the last thing, which is extremely important on top of your nutrition and workout is your rest and recovery. And this is where I believe most of us fail. Okay, so no matter I've understood in last 1 year, no matter how well I ate for that month, no matter how well I worked out for that month, if I do not give my body the optimum 7 to 8 hours rest every day, everything goes for a toss. My cravings shoot up, I feel binge eating for that week. So many things gets disturbed. So I believe for not just you started by asking is it 70 or 30% diet and exercise? Those I did say 100, give 100% there, another 100% there, but I would take the liberty to say please give a 200% for your rest and recovery too, because without this the other two will not have a foundation at all. So these three principles I could think of for the right weight management.
And consistency is very important, right? When you're doing all these things, being consistent is very important. Yes, for me, walking is something I really like. But nowadays what happens, whenever I walk, I just it seems like my legs cannot take my body weight properly. So I kind of have some muscle strain in my legs. Sometimes it keeps on paining. So all these things. So then I started walking a little slow with my pets. I have pets at home. So I take them out for a walk, slow walks. Nice. So now I am kind of getting comfortable with it.
Very nice. As long as you're enjoying, that's all matters.
Yes, even badminton, you mentioned. I also love playing badminton. So during winters, I also start playing badminton. And I have also seen this type of sports. It keeps you I enjoy the sport as well as I'm seeing changes in my body. I'm becoming active and it's more consistent since we're enjoying it,
Absolutely.
Right?
Totally. It has a direct correlation. I mean, the more you enjoy it, there is a high probability that you will continue it for a long time. So yeah.
Okay, so now let's talk about managing weight in the workplace. So what is your take on wellness programs?
See, let me give you my perspective about a wellness program. See, in my understanding, it's nothing but a comprehensive health benefit initiative, which is basically designed to, improve an employee's well-being, who could be a proper diet, exercise, stress management, or a more of a proactive, illness prevention criteria, right? See, so I do realize, given our work schedules and deadlines and commitment at home, this is definitely a blessing in disguise and should be absolutely capitalized, the wellness programs. See, two things there. Now, there could be a scenario where I could be working in a company which has not invested yet on a wellness program. If that be the case, I would strongly recommend each of us to make that investment. Take that first step because it is our health by the end of the day. Take that investment and pick something which is really relevant for your goal. But if in case somebody is already working in an organization which is invested in a nice wellness program, nothing like that. They have to completely capitalize that opportunity and take that help to, set right and healthy goals.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's on my take on the wellness programs.
And do you think employers can incorporate weight management in their wellness program somehow? What kind of activity do you think will help in weight management in these programs?
That's a very good question, Deepthi. Thanks for that. Okay. See, employers, I strongly believe, play a significant role in extending wellness programs to their employees. Okay. See, for them, it's all about very gently nudging their employees to make healthy life choices. That's all it is. Right? See, the idea here is employers are trying to create a very positive climate of fun and camaraderie among their employees for them to maintain and, pick up a healthy way of living. So, if you could ask me, now I represent the HR community, by profession. So, we've done this in the past. And so 3 great ways where an employee can do or think about doing such a wellness program are these. One, I could think, especially since you mentioned weight management, I really want that to be motivating and, tempting enough for every employee to try, right? So first thing is an employee could think about creating a challenge. Now, this doesn't, when I say challenge, this doesn't at all have to be complicated. We can aim for very simple things. For example, I have my team and we can just plan for 1 week. My team will only take the stairs, no elevator. Could be one of the challenge. Or we can all plug in and say, we can take a pledge and say next 2 weeks, each of us will head bed and clock in at least 7 hours of sleep every day. Could be one. So vice versa, right? So as a team, we could all do a 15-minute mandated noon walk right after lunch. Can we all do it together? So little things which is absolutely workable. These 3 options which I'm sure most of us are actually already doing. So no big deal at all. So an employer can think about spinning a small challenge, an exciting challenge, and also a relevant and workable challenge for their employees. That's first one, right? So now, once the employers see that the employees are actually putting in the effort, it is important to reward their effort, right? So employees would love to have some sort of an encouragement for the effort which they're putting in. So one nice way, which some of the best practices in the industry, is that they can work around a point system. Okay, so let's just say I once I get a 30 point, every day I sleep on time for 7 hours, I do get 1 point, let's just say. So maybe eventually I do get 30 points by the end of that quarter. And that can be incentive where maybe I can come and redeem health related benefits from an employer. Could be one way of doing it. That way I'm also motivated. The employer initiated something. I took up the challenge. I got some points. I'm able to redeem something out of it. It can be absolutely non-monetary. They can even think about something which is more of an experience for an employee. So that could be one way of looking at it. But one point here is from an employer standpoint, always to ensure, there should be a point of caution because all of us in an organization, we all come with different health levels, right? And age groups too. So it's always important. A nice challenge and a very good incentive system is absolutely welcome, but we have to be mindful that always take a pause and introspect. If the challenge is extended, is it open for everybody? Right. So that's something which they may have to be mindful of. But more than that, from the employer and employee standpoint, never forget to have fun as a team. That's much more important.
Yes. I mean, when there's fun and excitement, then only it will keep the employees engaged and excited, looking for more, right? Totally. This has been very insightful for me as well. I also did not know there have been these programs can actually have weight management activities, little activities, but this can add to a big picture, right?
Absolutely. It's just our creativity. The sky is the limit.
Exactly. Thank you so much, Aarthi. So with this, we come to the last question of the session. So would you like to share something more with the listeners?
Absolutely. Yes. So Deepshi, thanks for the opportunity. And it was just lovely having this conversation with you. See, my only take is for me, focusing on my wellness and my health has positively impacted my productivity at work. That's an absolute truth which I've seen. So the listeners could be an employer, listeners could be an employee. And either way, the benefits are immense when somebody starts focusing on their health goals. So no matter whoever you are, just ensure no matter which size, which weight you belong to, all that is important is take a moment and invest in yourself. And this will always be one investment which you will absolutely treasure all through your life. All the best on your weight loss journey and your health journey.
Thank you so much, Aarthi. It was great having you today. I hope you also enjoyed the session.
Absolutely.
So thank you so much. Have a great day.
You too have a great day. Thank you, Team Vantage.
Thanks for listening to Vantage Fit Corporate Wellness Podcast. Please do subscribe to Vantage Fit Corporate Wellness Podcast on Apple Podcast, Spotify, and our YouTube channel for new episodes.